Welcome to Heart to Heart, the Roll for Romance chat show where we give you all those juicy details you crave. And some ones you definitely didn't ask for. A quick little disclaimer for all you thirsty listeners out there. We cover some adult topics, some weird topics, and all other sorts of nonsense. So come with me as we dive right into the conversation.
Oh, that's actually a good question, which Sarah's not here, but I can still ask it, which is question number 1. What do you think happened in the 6-sum, or was it still a 5-sum?
I think it was a 5-sum.
It ended up being a 5-sum. What do you think happened in that scenario? Realistically.
So in my imaginings, Miles and Queen Torfine disappeared for a while.
Oh.
So we're not really sure what happened. I think Ferris, Lanny, and Barkley, I think there was just a lot of flirting and drinking, maybe some inappropriate touching, but no sexual congress.
Inappropriate?
Yeah.
The whole point was to have a 5-sum.
I don't think they did. I can't imagine Lanny being like, yeah, shit, let's go have a 5-sum.
I was thinking that Miles, directed it.
Yes. Yes. Like, okay, no, you were there.
I like that.
It's really good.
Did he walk around doing the
Yeah.
camera angle?
like a yoga
tasteful,
instructor that walks around the room to correct your form.
Yeah.
Coaching people.
Yeah.
I could see Miles being a sex coach.
I could see him doing that too.
Be like,
I can see him being a professional cuddler too.
Oh,
yeah.
he would probably like that.
That would be nice. He would be a good cuddler.
Yeah, he should get a job at some point as a professional cuddler.
I thought you were just going to stop it. He should get a
He should
job.
get a job.
He should get a job. He does need a job. Yes, Newman.
We could raise awareness to professional cuddling.
Yes.
Yes. What do you think happened?
I don't know. I like the idea of Miles directing everybody.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So it was really only a 4-sum
But
with the observer.
Do you think that helped, or do you think it ruined the mood?
Well, I know Lanny was into the idea of Barclay, so I bet you Lanny hooked up with Barclay at least, but also probably with Ferris.
Sure.
I don't know though. Maybe Lanny's not ready for that. I'm talking for Lanny.
Well, that's what I was.
I
I didn't want to presume. I didn't know if Lanny, because they were pretty blushy over just the back of the neck kiss.
Yeah.
So that's why I couldn't make the leap to, okay, we're just, me and you're going to bang the Queen and Barkley and each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Unless there's alcohol involved. But I don't know how we feel on this podcast about alcohol, drunk sex.
Ferris would need alcohol.
Because,
She either would or wouldn't.
because technically that, you can't give consent if you're drunk.
Right.
But also being drunk is great.
It's a
For
fine
somebody
line.
that's anxious, greatly lowers your inhibition so you can stop thinking about how anxious you are.
For me, I think it's if you consciously are deciding to drink so that it will loosen your inhibition so that you will feel comfortable with doing something.
Yeah, if you said
think
ahead of
that's
time,
different.
you're having a romantic, sexy time and you're breaking out the wine, for that kind of is consent ahead of time.
There was no kind of discussion
Coercion.
of this,
Okay. Yeah.
and now now I'm super drunk and I am horny now. But so that's where it gets a little sketchier.
I think that makes sense.
That's our law. No, just
Our law.
Our law.
Roll for
That's how we roll in here.
but it's I don't know. I
If
guess
you have any comments, please at Rana Drake.
At Harana_Drama.
It's not
I'm
underscore.
gonna make
It's not,
an imposter.
You should.
Like a sex advice column.
Yeah,
But
I
really
could
terrible.
totally do a sex advice column.
it would be a sex advice and also a conspiracy theorist. I feel like would be
Ooh,
that.
sex
Sex advice / conspiracy podcast. I'll be my spin-off podcast.
Ooh, I would
There's
listen to
definitely an
that.
audience for that.
Yeah.
I feel like those two Venn diagram circles intersect.
I'm for it.
Yeah,
And then we can do reviews of monster dildos.
Yeah.
yeah, and then talk about how there are big feet actually out there, and the government's covering
And
it up.
if you met a Bigfoot, how would you have sex with it?
normal.
I was gonna say a Bigfoot is fairly humanoid, so I think
I
it
know,
would
but I
probably be
mean,
the
but I
same.
mean, just like we'd have like we'd read some like Bigfoot sexy
Yes.
fan fiction or
Well,
something.
so here's the thing. If you're going to go camping in order to lure a Bigfoot,
Yes.
I think you would need to have an inflatable Liberator chase lounge
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because he's so tall.
compensate for
See,
the height
this
difference.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Smart.
But also, here's my
You
question.
can be on my podcast.
Ferris underscore divine.
Is Bigfoot's dick hairy?
Probably.
He's
don't
so
know.
hairy.
Are most hairy mammals that have dicks? I don't think
don't
their
know.
dicks are hairy.
Wait,
though.
No, but they usually like come out.
Yeah,
like,
that's
say,
probably what happens.
Is that how
Yeah.
how do like monkeys? Are monkey penises out, or do they come out, or are they sort of out, but when they get erect? I don't want to Google monkey
I don't
penis.
either.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I have a feeling they're probably flaccid and small, and then become larger.
And I think because they're hairy, it's probably
Yeah.
out. It's just protected because the pubic hair serves a purpose.
Yeah.
And probably the hair in that area of a mammal's body would be meant to be more protective.
That reminds me, I meant
It's
to
a good
buy
theory.
that
I like it.
that hair
Sex
removal
conspiracies.
thing.
See, there's our first episode right there.
Sexpiracies. Okay, I am loving this idea.
Okay, we're
We're gonna add it as a fart to fart segment.
Sexpiracies.
And there's like,
Write it down, Emily.
I am.
yeah, biologists out there that are like, oh, Jesus Christ.
No, they're into it.
Well, they might be.
We don't look for any accuracy. We don't care about
Yeah.
accuracy.
We
We,
don't.
just
These are
theorize.
theories. Yes, they're theories, not facts.
What did you discover, Lauren?
I don't know. I don't want to dig into it. They have a penis bone.
A penis
Oh,
bone.
okay.
Yeah,
That sucks.
a baculum or something it's called. But they have a penis bone, so I assume that means they can't retract back into the body.
Yeah.
And so they're probably just.
Now I just have more questions than
Yeah.
I did when we.
What? Okay, here's a question. What type of monster would you have your character paired with in a monster erotica novel? This is a very weird question.
Wait, which? What?
What type of monster would you have your character paired with in like a monster erotica
A
story?
werewolf.
A werewolf? Yeah.
Look at the list
Or-
of monsters.
Or what's that one that you fight in Fallout that looks creepy in Fallout? Wendigo.
A Wendigo?
Yeah, definitely a Wendigo.
A
But not
Wendigo?
not a Fallout Wendigo.
Oh, okay.
The like cooler looking
It's
one.
like the Fallout Wendigos.
No,
are
the Fallout
horrifying.
Wendigos, yeah, they're creepy and gross. They're like even grosser looking than Gollum.
I can't believe she didn't say vampire.
I know.
No, I was thinking of like foresty type cryptids.
Well, I
and
mean, I get
monsters.
that, but then I also feel bad for Luke.
Why not Mothman?
Mothman, yeah.
Yeah, she would definitely get it on with Mothman. Actually, didn't we talk about Mothman was like her ex-boyfriend or something at one point?
I don't remember that, but that
I
should be
mentioned it to
true.
Emily. I said I want that to come up at some point. Is that
Yeah, hell
Harana
yeah.
dated the Mothman at one point?
Yeah.
I'm into it.
For some reason, I'm like, it's just a lame dude that wears a moth costume. Or a druid that literally turns into a moth.
Yeah, that's a little lame.
No, that's pretty lame. I
No,
wouldn't do
it's
that to
Mothman,
Harana.
but he's like really annoying and
Yeah.
like wouldn't stop talking about his lamp collection.
I think Mothman's in this.
He
thing
was
would be
like
an
a dork.
incel.
Yeah, he's kind of an incel.
Fantasy
Yeah. And Hilrana's like, no. She's
I'm
like, well,
good.
you're celibate because you're so boring and lame.
And you think that women need to serve you? in
and
your
won't stop
Mothman
talking
ways.
about. Yeah, he's like, I got all these cultists that are going to serve me.
Okay,
I'm
this
like,
definitely
I'm not
has
down
to
with
happen
it.
now with Mothman. Incel Mothman.
Mothman and
Plot
so.
subplot.
And so,
Okay, write that one down. Miles, what about you?
I feel like he would have sex with a siren or a giant.
Ooh,
I think he'd have sex with a giant because it's a challenge, and I think he'd have sex with a siren just because she'll sing pretty songs.
yeah, and then kill him.
Like she could
yeah,
try.
he'd like come across them on a crazy adventure.
Yeah,
It's very Miles.
It's very
he's
nice.
very nice. I like the giant though. That seems very
Yeah.
like the challenge for
Yeah,
sure.
he'd have to like scale her.
If anyone could woo a giant, it would be
I
Miles.
feel like Miles could do it.
Yeah, for sure.
He has big dick energy.
For someone with no dick, yes.
He has one. It's just
Yeah, he
missing.
lost
It's
it.
not here. Yeah.
What about Ferris?
Vampire.
Oh, yeah.
incubus,
Mm-hmm.
any manner of demon.
Any manner of demon.
Any manner of
There are
demon.
some-
I thought you said any man or demon, and I was like,
No,
okay, so
that's true,
you can
too.
fuck anything.
What's the difference, am I right, ladies?
Incubus.
Maybe a list of what you wouldn't fuck.
Yes. A disillusioned succubus.
Oh, it has to be a disillusioned one.
You know, she's getting ready to retire. She's sick of this shit. She's ready to try the ladies.
Okay, I just want to show you some pictures of demons that are in 5th edition because you said any kind of demon, and I'm not sure that's a great idea for you, but you know. Hold on, I gotta find a especially gross.
I feel like no.
Especially gross.
Oh no.
You know,
I feel like Ferris would be like, that's an opportunity. There's opportunities there.
I see,
whatever.
I do too.
It's a mouth, but it's got a lot of teeth, which is a
I mean,
con.
as long as you know how to use the teeth, then you know.
But what about this guy? This guy right here. It's like a blob of oozing bloody flesh and with chains around it.
I feel like he'd be really gentle because
He's definitely into bondage.
I think, see, here's the thing.
he's definitely a sub.
Yeah.
She would definitely date. Go out on a date for sure. But it depends on how the date goes.
And what is that creature called?
I don't
Emily, for
know.
our
It was just a
listeners?
picture.
Oh,
But
just
she's open to possibilities.
That's Jeff Goldblum.
yeah.
It's a big
Still,
fly
as a
creature.
fly,
I mean,
so-
she would definitely go to dinner and see what happens.
Lauren would just be imagining it's Jeff Goldblum the whole time.
Like, yeah.
I mean, maybe it wouldn't work out, but she definitely would go to dinner.
I will post the pictures in the post on Patreon so this makes more sense.
Make it another poll of which one would you more
one?
likely
It should
date to
be,
have
yeah.
sex with.
No, I don't know who Sona, what type of monster Sona would be with.
Oh, Siren.
Well, for sure,
think
but
so?
like, I don't know. I feel like Sona would get it on with just about anybody.
I do too. I don't think he's like Ferris. I don't think he's all that picky, really.
I don't get that vibe from
No.
him.
Really?
Or maybe
Yeah.
he would say that,
Yeah.
but like, yeah.
Yeah, I could see him saying it just because he doesn't want to upset anyone.
Because I
but
think he wants to
he's
come off
super-
as like really chill
yeah,
and cool all the time, but
he has
Yeah.
preferences.
He would like a lot of the different devils probably would do it for him because they'd be good kidnappers /
yeah.
BDSM torturers.
Yeah.
Like a chain devil, wrap him up in his chains.
Yeah.
I feel like Medusa would be a dom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
Like, don't look at me.
yeah.
Just into blindfold play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would go with chain devil. This is what a chain devil looks like. It's got a lot of chains.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of scary. It's very Hellraiser.
It is.
Yes.
Look at those thighs though.
Yeah.
Those
Those are
are.
nice thighs.
But I don't know. That guy scares me. I would rather date that mud creature covered in chains
No.
I don't like
than
the.
that guy.
No
He's so
thanks.
cold to like cuddle with him.
He's
Those
got, like,
chains everywhere.
He would wrap him around you and
Well, I
squeeze
think
you real
it's-
tight.
I think
But
it's
chains are
just that the
cold.
chains have blades on the end of them that is turning me off.
Well, maybe we could take the blades off.
Yeah, like those could,
Put
yeah,
like a
the-
pool floaty stopper on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're more like hook type blades, so it's more to like hook onto the walls after they wrap around you. Okay, let's move on.
I think Emily wants to date.
No, I don't want to date a chain
Emily's
devil. I just
giving
know for
herself
sure
nightmares.
Soda would be into this. Or do I? No, I don't. You're right. Chains would not be the best material for being tied up in and hugged by. Paladin would definitely be into like a werewolf story for sure.
Oh, yeah. I can
Yeah.
see that.
somebody write some Paladin Alpha Wolf.
Paladin
Whatever.
werewolf.
What is
Emily wants
that?
to be
Porn.
Helrana's ex, the bro werewolf. I think me and that one would get along really well.
Or it's like
There's
an
a bro
Omega-verse version of our thing where
Also-
Miles is a alpha and what's his name? Paladin is like a
Beta,
Omega?
Delta,
Omega.
Omega,
Yeah.
the
and
Omega.
then there's the male
I don't know.
pregnancy stuff. Oh, God.
I hate werewolves.
I hate it
so much.
I hate it so much. I'm sorry for whoever loves that. You do you, but I don't like it. But it does crack me up at the same
See,
time.
here's what another thing I hate about it though is I like werewolves, but the whole Omega verse
Yes.
has put me off werewolves now.
You can do. I read a very long time ago. I read a romance novel series that were werewolves that did not have the Omegaverse dynamics.
Stuff comes in cycles, though. You know.
So what's the next cycle then?
I think
Predict the
vampires
future.
are coming back.
I think
They
vampires
are.
come back.
But like I think they're going back out of like Twilight vampires because Twilight ruined vampires for people that were into vampires too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's going to be
But
more
Interview with the Vampire is
Vampire.
coming back out, and I think that's going to help.
Yeah.
Unless
Making
they
it bad
ruin that
again.
show, because both those guys look really hot. I'm really excited.
They're
about
really
Interview with
hot
the
and they're
Vampire.
really evil. They're not
I
good people
love it.
at all.
See, I think it's going to cycle. So right now we're in the cycle of alpha omega and total asshole alpha male.
Well,
I think
and
it's going to
mermaids.
cycle back
And
to
mermaids.
probably more vampires and more courtly.
I think
Manners.
that's already what's going on though, because
Yeah.
almost all of the popular romance novels that I've read are fae or vampire
Yeah.
fae.
Oh, okay.
And then there is of course werewolf smut, but
Yeah.
I'm so sick of vampires and fae because of that. Because it's like every book, even if they
Vampire
don't tell you
fae.
in the description that it's vampires or fae, it
This
ends
is
up being
why
vampires
we should
or
just
fae.
stick to Chuck Tingle because he's always
Yes.
mixing it up.
Yes,
You
Yeah.
never
he
know.
is.
Well, let's start a trend.
Yeah, I was just
what
gonna say,
should
what's
the
the
new fantasy lover?
Chain Devil stuff.
Chain devils.
It's like
There's
just
a genre
Hellraiser.
for that, I'm sure.
No.
Or a subset. But no, seriously. So no fae, no vampire, no werewolves, mummies.
Oh, very musty.
I don't know. The Mummy was
Limbs fall
pretty
off. Oh,
good.
that's
Brendan Fraser is so.
I've seen a couple of gargoyle ones.
Yeah, I have
Yes,
seen that as
gargoyles.
well.
Good.
Yeah.
We could amp up the gargoyle vibes for sure. The gargoyle smut that I read was enjoyable.
I think gargoyles are statuary that is actually just someone who's been cursed.
I'm sorry, but the first thing I thought of was when you said statuary is like one of the stupid little cherubs that's
That's what I
peeing.
thought of.
No,
That's what I
definitely
first
not
thought.
that. Definitely not. I was thinking more like David.
No, but I was thinking of just one of those dumb fountains. Like, oh god, no.
All those statues with nice butts and thighs.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Not the ones with no arms though, because that's just sad.
They can.
Hey,
they can
no
still be good
armed
lovers.
people
Or
can
just
have sex too.
I wasn't
way to
into
discriminate,
statues,
Holly.
but then y'all were like Bernini's statues. Those are hot
There's some
statues.
hot
Yeah.
I get with that. Gargoyles are. I don't know.
Well, no, and I
be
didn't
good.
mean that people who didn't have arms couldn't have sex. I just meant it would be sad if you just had like someone's face that was the whole statue. That's what I
Hey,
meant.
some
And then they
people
came-
might be
All right. On that note, I think we should start.
Let's abandon this singing show.